do. I'm the man. Do 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 do. It's the big bad nerd dad. Do 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 do. I'm the man. It's the big bad nerd dad. Do 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 do. I'm the man. Do 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 do. It's the big bad nerd dad. Do 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 do. I'm the man. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. I don't care. We're going live in just a few minutes. I'm here fielding questions about Lorcana. We're going to crack open some packs. We're going to have a good night. Yeah, baby. I hope everybody's ready, because I am. Make sure, right? Okay. Quick. After these messages, we'll be right back. We'll get that figured out. I need notifications. If you haven't already set up notifications for me, please set up notifications so you can see when I go live. It's all pretty cool. Got it, got it, got it. There we go. Okay. Now that we're live. Things seems to be going swimmingly. If you're there, give me a hey, howdy, hey. Let's have a good day. Oh man, did I have a good weekend playing this new Disney Lorcana game. Gonna give my friends and family a little bit of time to jump on the multi-stream. Bep. Billy up, badoo bop. Yeah. Alright, microphone is live. Check, 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 check. Camera 1, 2, camera 3. We'll be going live in 1 minute. 1 minute we'll be going live, cracking packs, talking about Lorcana, showing off a theme deck, a starter deck, and then their Illumineer's Trove. Very excited. I've been sitting on these for a few days, doing my best not to open them. I've been very, very, very strong of will. Can't wait to see what's in there. Which All right, we're up on Twitch, we're up on Facebook, and we're up on YouTube. So let's rock and roll. Hey, everybody. Oh, super excited to talk about Disney Lorcana today. I had such an amazing weekend playing at the Aegis Creative Company. Aegis, who is a sponsor of the stream, invited me out and asked for me to come out and say, hey, we want you to play. Hey, thanks, Sabrina. Thank you for liking and sharing the stream. Yay! The Aegis Creative Company asked me to come out and check out the game. I've been wanting to play it. It looks very interesting. Having Disney characters that you get to play with and engage in a game with combatively, pretty neat. There's a whole range of characters that are in here that are just phenomenal. Ranging from the original princesses like Aurora, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, the Little Mermaid, to newer characters like Moana and Elsa, Anna, Sven, even Olaf's in there. And they did a really, really good job. There's 204 cards in the set, and it's just packed with the love of Disney. All these really neat characters and the way they represented them in the cards and how there's different versions of them. So the way that the story of Lorcana is that you're an Illumineer. You're an Illumineer, and it's your job to bring the stories of Disney to life. So you take ink and you weave the ink with star magic and create these glimmers, these copies of the famous Disney characters, of Aladdin, of Cruella de Vil, of Maleficent, all like tons of different characters, and you use them to gain lore. Lore tokens are how you win the game. Whoever gathers 20 lore tokens first wins the game. So there's no direct battling with your opponent. There's no, I'm going to beat you up. It's, I'm trying to gain as much lore as fast as possible. There's a loss condition, and that loss condition is if you can't draw a card when it's the next time that you have to draw a card, you lose the game. So there's a small aspect of milling in the game, which is my favorite win condition. So I'll figure that out eventually. But right now, we're working with gaining lore as fast as possible, stopping your opponent from gaining lore, finding ways to ramp up and cast bigger characters so that you can potentially gain more lore, or like different characters have different abilities that stop your opponent from attacking or exerting themselves to gain lore and things like that. And the game is phenomenal. I played 4 matches this past Saturday at the Aegis Creative Company, and I've been playing online through a what do they call it? It's called Pixelborn, and it essentially lets you play. It's an emulator. It lets you play the card game because they released a companion app that had every single card included in the first set. So we knew exactly what we were getting in the first set. There was no guesswork. People were already putting together different decks and thinking about it. And, oh man, this looks like a really cool idea. I want to try this out. These cards look like they can be a combo. There's 6 different inks. So like in Magic the Gathering, they have types. Fire, red, blue, green, black, white. In Pokemon, there are different energy types. You got water, fire, electricity, steel, dark, a whole gambit of Pokemon. In this one, you're only working with 2 different inks. Let's see if I can get them all correctly. So there's Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, Amethyst, Amber, and Steel. That's 6 different types. And this is just in the first set. There's no telling what they're going to do in the future or what could potentially happen from set to set. Maybe things rotate in and out like with Keyforge. Regardless, it's a fantastic idea because certain color combinations, certain inks do specific things. Like green and red have evasive characters that can only attack or be attacked by other evasive characters. The blue is the only one that I've seen where you're allowed to drop more than one thing into your inkwell, and I'll explain that in a little bit what the inkwell is. But it's basically like ramping up your ability to play bigger cards faster. So normally it matches kind of like Hearthstone. Every turn you put down one card that you use to cast or play your other the characters, actions, and things like that. Songs are in the game. That's really cute. But blue lets you get those out faster by allowing you to put more things into your inkwell to build that up faster. And it's just a very neat, interesting game. I haven't deep dived into it. I've only just fallen in love with it. Fallen in love with it recently because it's just came out. Like, it just dropped last Friday. If you didn't get any card packs or you didn't pre-order from a store, you probably don't have any product. Big box stores like Target, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop aren't going to get their fulfillment until September 1st. And the company that makes this game, Ravensburger, did a phenomenal job of saying, hey, local hobby game stores get product first so that they can get it out to the community, and we can make sure that we push this game for people to play. And then it was up to the game stores to either sell the cards in bulk or just try and offload everything. But I think the Aegis Creative Company did a fantastic job of holding an event that people came to, opened their packs, played 4 rounds together, built community. I was talking with people. I made new friends. Roberto, if you're watching, Roberto and Go, great guys in the Lorcana community that are very knowledgeable. They're the gentlemen that I was talking about that sat there, looked at all the different cards, or coming up with combinations, or coming up with different deck ideas within a week of when the companion app dropped. So it's really neat to see all the cool stuff that they're doing and producing and trying to work with, because I was like, man, that's a really great idea. But as for today, we're going to be opening some packs, opening the Illumineer's Trove, and I got my hands on a starter deck. My wife has a starter deck. I have a starter deck. We're going to be playing against each other, so I wanted to open my starter deck in front of y'all so you can see what I got. So let's go ahead and switch it up. Boop. So here we go. We got the Lorcana, the first chapter starter deck. This is the Ruby and Emerald starter. There is a Sapphire and Steel and an Amber and Amethyst deck for their first starter decks that they came out with, right? Getting all the colors out there. The back of the deck says, with your Lorcana deck, you'll summon new versions of Disney characters as glimmers, some familiar and some fantastically reimagined. Send your characters on quests for lore and use them to challenge your opponents. So, man, this is really neat. Go ahead and crack this bad boy open. David, thanks for liking the stream, brother. We're not going to keep the box. We're just going to tear it right open. I'm not interested in collecting this stuff. I'm interested in playing it. So inside the starter deck, you will get your starter deck, a booster pack of cards for you to open. This is 12 additional game cards that you can add to your deck or your collection. We'll open that later. They give you these little paper tokens to help you manage damage, and then a lore tracker. So this little symbol right here is like the lore symbol, and what you do is you put it onto this playmat. And this helps you track your lore. So you see here, it starts here down at the bottom. Pop out this lore token. We got this lore token. Bloop. Start down here at 0. And then as you can, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bloop. So you win the game at 20. Da, 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 da. And the game is simple enough to understand, hard to master. That's what I like right now, is that there's a lot of depth into choosing your colors, and depth into choosing which cards you want from those colors and how you want to build each one. But here we have the theme deck. Now, I've never seen a theme deck wrapped in wax paper. I'm not quite sure why they chose this particular packaging, but it's just a bit of wax paper. Crack it open. So the company that makes this game, Lorcana, is Ravensburger, and if you're not familiar with Ravensburger, they make some very beautiful puzzles. They weren't originally a gaming company. They make some very beautiful puzzles, and they make some really neat, a really nice game called Villainous. I'm sure they make other things as well, but Villainous is the game that I know them for, which is another Disney game where you play as Disney villains against your friends. It is a competitive game, so you're constantly striving to complete your objective, your win condition, against the other villains. And every villain has a different win condition. It's really neat. But as you can see, two Aladdins, a nice, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a foil Cruella de Vil, miserable as usual, a real nice foil Aladdin, the Duke of Weselton. Anytime somebody said Weaselton at the event that I played in, I was like, it's Weselton, Weselton. And in these theme decks, I mean, in the starter decks, you're going to get multiples of the same card, simply because it's trying to get something consistent out. Anytime you play a trading card game, anytime you're playing a collectible card game, you try and put in as many of the same copies of your good cards to make sure that the deck is running consistently. So you're going to see multiple copies of the same cards. That is absolutely normal in a starter deck, right? Iago. So you know that Cruella de Vil is in the game. You saw Jasper, right? Or Horace. Jasper's in the game as well. A lot of the characters, you'll see multiple characters from the same movie. The Mad Hatter, really good card. I really like the Mad Hatter. Megara. So Megara, Hercules, and Phil are in this first set. Mickey Mouse, the Steamboat Pilot, or as we all know him as Steamboat Willie. So this particular card, Peter Pan, he has that elusive trait that I was talking about earlier. So the elusive means that only characters with, evasive. Only characters with evasive can challenge this character. So he can't be attacked except by other characters that have evasive, which means that he can swing and not be afraid to be hit back. And that's another part of the rules. Oh, that's a good card. Mother Knows Best. Return chosen character to their player's hand. So something that I was struggling with in the Ona. Hey Ona, thanks for watching. One of the things that I was struggling with in the event was the fact that I would start top decking really early, and I didn't have any real way to help control the board except with damage spells to damage my opponent's characters. And Mother's Knows Best is a great way for them to drop something real big and think that they've had a good play. And then when a card comes out, it has to wait a turn for the ink to dry before it can do anything. So it has to wait one full turn before it can go into action. So when it kicked over to my turn, I would hit them with Mother Knows Best or something else to pop the card back to their hand. There's another genie from Aladdin that does the same thing. When you play it, it lets you put a card back to your opponent's hand, which is a way to help control the board state so that you can have your characters out doing the things that they need. Ooh, and they gave me 3 of them. Good. I wanted those 3 for my deck. For the deck that I'm currently working on. Stampede is good. It's an emerald and it's a direct damage, so it deals 2 damage to a chosen damage character. In other words, if the character hasn't already been hit and has damage on it currently, this card can't do anything to them. But if it does, it's going to do 2 damage for 1, which is pretty good. Oh, Steal from the Rich. I actually don't have this card yet. Whenever one of your characters quests this turn, each opponent loses 1 lore. So the cool thing about Lorcana that they haven't really gone too in depth about is that it's a multiplayer game as well. It's normally made to be 1v1, one person versus one person. But there's a multiplayer form, like they want you to play multiplayer. That's why the cards are worded like that. Each opponent loses 1 lore. That's obvious. They want you to play multiple people. Vicious Betrayal is good if you're trying to do a lot of attacking. I don't do a lot of attacking. I'm not trying to. That's not my playstyle or what I'm geared towards in this particular game, simply because it's about resources. You're trying to gather as much lore as possible. Obviously, you need to try and stop your opponent's characters from doing that. And we'll go into that in a little bit, but Stolen Scimitar, they gave you one of those. So it looks like we've gone through all of our emerald cards. And now we'll go into our ruby cards. And what's really neat is, I believe we did not have a green. Yep, we do. There's a green Aladdin. And then there's a red Aladdin. The red Aladdin is the street rat version. His ability is called Improvise. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. So playing him allows you to mitigate your lore. And then this Aladdin, the green Aladdin, Emerald Aladdin, has Ward. So opponents can't choose this character except to challenge him. You can't target him with a spell. You can only target him to challenge him with another character. What I like about this is that you got a green Aladdin, you got a red Aladdin. The special foil Aladdin that they put in the deck has a special ability called Shift. You can't see that. Has a special ability called Shift. And Shift says, you may pay 5 to play this on top of your character named Aladdin. So he would normally cost 7. But because he's got that shift ability, and if there's a lower cost Aladdin on the field, you can play him for cheaper. It's like upgrading him to a stronger version. Not every card does that, but several cards do, and it's really neat. It's a neat mechanic to help you get bigger cards out. We got Aladdin. Give us 3 of those. Captain, I believe. I can't remember where Captain's from. Rescue Down Unders or Aristocrats. Where were Sergeant Chibbs is from as well. Donald Duck. They got some of those classic characters. We saw Mickey Mouse and the Green as Steamboat Willie. Donald Duck. LeFou from Beauty and the Beast. Pongo. My buddy Julio. My buddy Julio was playing this deck against me, and man, Pongo has evasive. He's a 2/3, and he can quest for 2 lore. Man, he was wrecking me with these Pongos. Some of my favorite cards are from the Tangled set. So here we have Rapunzel. Again, she goes with that lore disruption with, when you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. So you've got the Aladdins. Every time you play them, lose a lore. You've got the Rapunzels. Every time you play them, lose a lore. What was the other card we had out? Oh, we had something else out. Green card or something. Every time you play that particular card, your opponents lose lore. So that's a way for you to mitigate and stall their lore. Really neat. 3 Rapunzels in there. Here goes one of those cards I was telling you about, where some of the characters are modified or changed. They're a little bit different than what you would normally see in their stories. Scar, Fiery Usurper. He just looks neat, like a volcanic Scar. The foil version of this is beautiful. I really like the way it looks. But he's a big, beefy, mean attacker. Right? You put him out there for him to take out your opponent's characters. Doesn't gain a lot of lore, but that's not what you're using him for. Oh, Sergeant Tibbs. Courageous Cat. A lot of the all the colors have cost 1 to play, 2 attack, 2 defense, 1 lore. And that's just so that you can get something out early, start getting lore, start attacking, start defending. Here we have Stitch, Abomination. And he is just a big, thick, meaty character. Cost 6 to play, so you're not going to get him out in the first few turns. He's a 4/6, so he can absorb 6 points of damage. That's his health. And then he deals 4, so he's dealing back a decent amount. But what's really good is every time he quests, he gets 3 lore. That's a lot. That's setting you up big time. Only 1 of him in the deck. Dragonfire, Dragonfire, Dragonfire. Banish chosen character. So tap for 5. Oh no, that was weird. Tap for 5. Banish a character. Just wipe a character off the board. Plain and simple. Abu. He's got a sword. Pay 1, and for the turn, the chosen character gets +2 to their attack. Beep boop bop. Shield of Virtue. I haven't seen this one. I don't have it yet. Ready chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. Ooh. So it's got a little symbol. You exhaust it or tap it. Somebody likes something. Tap it, pay 3, and then you get to untap a character that's done something this turn, and then reuse and reactivate. Or in this instance, this might save you from losing a character because they're tapped and can be attacked. Hey Joe, thanks for watching. Joseph liked the stream. Joseph liked the stream. Boop. So that is the red and green deck. I actually picked up multiples of these so that me and my friends could play. I grabbed as many as I could for my friends. I'm trying to get as many people into this game as possible. It's a lot of fun. It got a lot to it, and I think that it's going to be big here in the next few. Gabe, thanks for stopping in and saying hi. My brother-in-law, Gabe, good guy. Serves in the Coast Guard. Good man. I'm going to switch the camera view to full view here so I can show you this beautiful box. I think that they did an amazing job with their packaging, because you see this and it's got Elsa, it's got Maleficent, it's got brave little Tailor Mickey. It's got beautiful colors. Anybody who likes Disney is going to take a look at this box. And once they see that it's a trading card game, that's going to get them interested. So this Illumineer's Trove is really neat. This is one of the things that the Aegis Creative Company provided for me. And I'm very thankful, because I really, really wanted one of these, because it comes with some really, really nice stuff on the inside. We're going to go ahead and just rip straight into it. So got a little pull tab on the top. I'm going to switch back to double cam. Pull. There goes the Lorcana symbol. It comes in this really cute little box. You can just lift the lid off. And it's got all your goodies inside. And it's a simple little box. Nothing too fancy. It comes with, the Trove comes with 8 packs of cards, which I'll be busting open in just a little bit, along with the one that came from my starter deck. Comes with 2 deck boxes. So this is what I really wanted. 2 deck boxes. All right, we got pop right open, and it'll keep your card safe. The other one has Mickey and Moana. Again, phenomenal packaging. Let me see if that helps. Yes, that says it. Put it the other way. Flip it. Push it over. Now me and my wife have deck boxes. Lorcana branded deck boxes. Got my favorite character in there. The wayward sorcerer Mickey. Really neat. Comes with another sheet of tokens. 1 second. Double check. Yeah, 15 damage tokens. This nice little box lets you keep everything separated. You got to keep them separated. This neat little book of the world of Lorcana gives you the lore of what's going on. I'll do a dramatic reading of this at a later time. Tells you how to build the deck. Tells you about different card combos. It gives you a little booklet of all the different cards that are in the deck, in the set. You can like check off, oh, I got a regular version, I got a foil version. Got this many. I can go right there on top. Put it in here. And now for the fun part. Now we can start cracking packs. Box deck box. So I was very fortunate at the event at the Aegis Creative Company. I opened an enchanted card, so they have different rarities. I'm not 100% sure on the rarities. We have this fancy dancy book. It's got to tell us in there somewhere. Yep, there we go. So you've got commons, which are like this little circle. Uncommons that look like a book. The rare that is a triangle. The super rare that's a diamond. And then the legendary that looks like a little pentagon. And so on top of that, there is a another card type that's called enchanted, which is like a full art, beautifully foiled version of different cards within the set, and only certain cards got enchanted versions of them. They're alt art, and I pulled a Hades, Ruler of Olympus. So it's a amber Hades card that's really good for playing a lot of villains in the deck. And I was like, oh, this is really neat. I want to trade it. I want the Sorcerer Mickey. I want something different. And as soon as you get a nice card like that, you got to sleeve it. We got some sleeves. Got some sleeves. And then if, by some stroke of great luck, I get another enchanted card, got me a hard top loader to put it in. All right. So we got 9 packs. Let's get to cracking. Let's get to cracking. Okay, wish me luck. Here we go. First pack is a Elsa. And Elsa is the one that we pulled from our starter deck. Alright. Here goes that Stampede card. Direct damage. I'm gonna place them down in front of me. Get my cords out of the way. I'm gonna place them down in front of me so I can start sorting them to be put into my binder. So, Emerald, Work Together, Sapphire, Gaston, Ruby. Ooh, there goes a song. I don't know if we had any songs when I was looking at the other cards, but Hakuna Matata. This is remove up to 3 damage from each of your characters. So pay 4, heal a bunch of your characters. Fantastic. The Magic Broom. So the Sorcerer Mickey works with these Magic Brooms. I was very fortunate, again, because there was a lot of people at the event at Aegis that were cracking open packs and looking for certain things. And I said that I wanted to play Sorcerer Mickey and the brooms. And this one guy was like, hey, I've got 3 foil brooms. Let's trade. So we did a couple of trades and I got me some really nice foil brooms. Alright, so we now have all of the different ink colors: Emerald, Ruby, Teal, Sapphire, Amber, Amethyst. Now we're just going to roll into what we got. It goes, a Rapunzel, a Amethyst Rafiki. Ooh, Dr. Facilier's cards. I needed that. Set that to the side because it's going to go on my deck. A Ruby LaFaux. Oh, yeah. Nice. So I got a Brave Little Tailor Mickey as my legendary. Or as a legendary. You're not guaranteed a legendary in every pack. A rare and super rare. No, a rare for sure, but Brave Little Mickey. I'm gonna set him to the side. Actually, I need to put him inside the. He just needs to be sorted out. And then my foil is a rare Mulan Imperial Soldier. I don't know if you can see. It doesn't really show up all that great on the camera, but in person these foils are really nice. The Mulan is not foiled. The background's foiled. Little symbols are foiled. So. Yeah. And then in every pack of cards, there is a art card, or like a little quarter of the art card. So there's 3 other cards that go with it to make the Brave Little Tailor Mickey. Just make a nice little collage. We're gonna set that to the side because Julio from the Aegis Creative Company really wanted as many of those as possible to do like a little art project. All right, we're gonna crack open another pack. We've got Elsa. Cracking open Elsa. I'm gonna put them in here right now. So another Work Together. Sapphire. Another Gaston. Wait a minute. Another Hakuna Matata. Another Magical Broom. Okay, this is. Thank goodness. Whew. I was like, wait a minute. It's all the same. Sudden Chill. Each opponent chooses and discards a card. This is mean. I was playing 3 of these in my deck because this card draw in the game is very rare. There's only a few things that allow you to draw extra cards outside of your normal draw phase. So if making your opponent discard cards, especially for just 2 ink, if you tap them down and get rid of everything that's in their hand, then they immediately go into top decking, which means that they can only play what they draw from the deck. And if they don't have enough ink in their well, or if they're not prepared, that could really shut somebody down. So that's a neat card. Fire the Cannons helped out a lot. Just pay 1, deal 2 damage. That is a steal. Baby Tamatoa. He's from Moana. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I blinked. Got a little Tomato, and he's really neat. He costs 2 to play. He only swings for 1, but he's got 4 defense, which means that he'll stay in play early in the game for a couple of rounds while you're gathering lore with him. We're gonna put him in the green or the emerald. The Scepter of Arendelle. Sapphire. Oh, another song card. Be Our Guest. I don't have this one yet, so look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a character card and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. That's a neat search. Search for a character card. Go Stitch's Plasma Blaster. I like the flavor text that says, you don't have to say pew pew when you use it, but it doesn't hurt. Oh, there he is, Hades. That's this is the normal art version of the enchanted version that I pulled. So I got a Hades, King of Olympus, shift 6. So if you've got a cheaper Hades out, you can play him on top of him for 6 instead of the 8 he normally costs. And his is really neat. This his ability is Sinister Plot. This character gets +1 lore for each other villain character you have in play. So each character has like these different keywords. He's a Storyborn, he's a villain. Mulan is a Storyborn, hero, princess. Right? So each of these things does something different. But if you have a bunch of villains in play and you go to quest with him, instead of him only questing for 1, he could potentially quest for 5 or 6 at a time. Even more if you play your cards right and just don't do anything. Oh, neat. My foil for this one is the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse from Emerald. And we've got another one of these. Bloop. 2 packs down, 7 to go. Nice. Next pack is Brave Little Tailor Mickey. I just realized I'm gonna have to build a new rig for like an overhead view so you can just look down while I'm doing this. Aurora, so Sleeping Beauty. When you play this character, chosen character gets -2 this turn. Each opponent loses 1 lore. So if you're playing in a multiplayer, there's certain characters, and when you play them, it forces your opponent to lose a lore. You can do this multiple times to drag their lore counters down and sort of take an advantage over them on that. Stitch. Stitch is the 1 cost, 2/2, 1 lore. Just a common, but he looks really cute. Stitch the new dog. Is that my mom? Thank you, Mama. I love you too. Kraken Keeper 1, thanks for following. Archimedes. So Archimedes is from Merlin, King Arthur, Sword in the Stone. Almost lost it. Archimedes from Sword in the Stone. Another Stampede. A Steel Tinkerbell. Nothing special about her. I just think that I like how they're doing these different types for different characters. So Tinkerbell, Tiny Tactician. You can exhaust her, tap her to draw a card, then discard a card. So that's trying to search for something in your deck. A Frying Pan. That's from Tangled with Rapunzel. Frying Pan reads, banish this item. Chosen character can't challenge during the next turn. So if you're doing some crazy stuff, trying to get a lot of lore and you're afraid that your opponent's going to do something, you can say, oh, I'm going to get rid of this Frying Pan, discard it, banish it, and you can't challenge with that character. You can't destroy, because there's some characters they can fire off multiple times, or they'll stop themselves from taking damage. It just depends on what the character can do. Shield of Virtue, I showed you that when I was going through my Emerald Ruby deck Ursula's Cauldron. I don't have this one yet. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one of them on top of your deck and the other on the bottom. So this is helping weed through the cards. Oh, this is the genie I was telling you about. So 6 cost. He's evasive, so he can't be attacked by characters unless they have evasive. Really neat. That means that he can always swing for 2. I say always. You know, if your opponent has evasive characters, then you have to watch out. But he also does this really cool thing called Disappear for his special. When you play this character, when you play Genie, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. That's another one of those board control I was talking about. You know, your opponent lays down this big card. He thinks he's going to be able to use it on his next turn. You lay down Genie. Nope, bump that back to your hand. You gotta wait another turn, and then find a way to disrupt their board state. Mess with how they're playing. Good card. Oh yeah, my legendary was John Silver. So Long John Silver from Treasure Planet. I think Tim's in this game. Jim Hawkins. Jim Hawkins is in the game, but I haven't seen him. So he's got a really neat mechanic where it's when you play this character, when you play Long John Silver, and whenever he quests, chosen opposing character gains Reckless. In other words, the Reckless trait is they can't quest and they have to challenge. They have to fight on their turn. So this is forcing your opponent into either not being able to quest for lore or forcing them into attacking your characters. It's a really good mechanic. Oh, nice! I got that big tink for my foil. I'm getting some really good pulls today. So this is a foil Tinkerbell Giant Fairy. And if you look at that, it's a big Tinkerbell looking down at a very tiny ship. She's grown. She's a Floodborn. So Floodborn are like an alternate reality of the characters, right? It's not the normal characters that we're used to. Something's gone awry in their universe, their world. And so this is that Tinkerbell. And I've been hearing a lot of good things about her. She's people want 4 of her in their deck. This is the first one that I've pulled. So he's got shift 4. There's a bunch of smaller Tinkerbells, like you saw the silver one. There's a green one. I'm sure there's a red one. So you can play her out for 4 instead of the 6. You can't really, maybe you can, maybe you can't see it. She's got a 4 attack and a 5 health. So she's got some decent stats. And then she has 2 abilities. The first ability is when you play this character, deal 1 damage to each opposing character. So you play her, deal 1 damage. So I can see maybe using her with the Genie combo. Where's Genie? You play her down 1 turn, deal 1 damage to everything. Then the next turn, you play Genie. When you play this character, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. So I'm gonna return that Tinkerbell to the hand. Bloop. Tinkerbell goes back to my hand. I can play her again next turn, and then fire that off multiple times. It's a neat little combo. And then she's got a 3rd ability that says Puny Pirate. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen opposing character. So she hits it for 4, knocks it out, and then she can dish out another free 2 points of damage somewhere else. Boo! I'm gonna set this right here because I need to. She's gonna go into the binder, so I'm not that worried about it actually. And some really nice pulls. And again, all of these cards are randomized, right? There's no telling what's going to be in each pack. I don't think anybody's done any research on what's what. Oh, Flounder. Got a little Flounder card. Saw a lot of people wanting this card or making fun of it. I'm not quite sure what the joke is, but there's a Flounder. Take out that brave little. Maybe we can build him at the end. Flounder will go here. Sergeant Tibbs, the red 1/2/2. A Dingle Hopper. All right, so this is neat. There's a few ways to heal in the game, and I think like Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell comes out, starts dealing a bunch of damage. You have a couple of Dingle Hoppers out. You can heal or recover as quick as you can. Nice. Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. You're excused is her special ability, and it says whenever this character quests, look at the top card of your deck. Put it on either the top or bottom of your deck. So that's fishing for what you need. Stolen Scimitar, we saw that when we were going through the Ruby Emerald deck. Ooh, a Hercules, which means that he can come into play tapped. And if you're going to attack anything, you have to attack him first. Jumba Jukiba, so that's Stitch's parent maker. Just a big beefy dude, 4/5 for 5. Request for 2. He's a Gwyn. One Jump Ahead, the song. I don't have this one yet. And it says, put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. So this is what I was talking about, ramping, right? Getting more cards into your inkwell to pay for cards to play and get out. I'm going to do another stream and possibly a how to play video on my YouTube channel. Aegis Creative Company for having available stock. One Jump Ahead. Ooh, here's a new one. This is an Amber LaFoe. Like I had a red LaFoe somewhere deep in here. But he says, if you have a character named Gaston in play, you pay 1 less for this character. So that's rare. Common, uncommon, rare, legendary. Rare, super rare. Captain Hook, Ruthless Pirate. Rush. So when he comes into play, he can immediately start attacking. Normally they have to wait a turn so their ink can dry, but he does not. When this character is exerted, opposing characters with evasive gain reckless. So they can't quest on their next turn, they have to attack. So that's forcing evasive characters to attack. So Captain Hook is red. Hans, the bad guy, or the bad influence from Frozen. There we go. For 4, he's a 3/3, can quest for 2. And then he has Stage a Little Accident. Whenever this character quests, you may deal 1 damage to a chosen character. So that's actually pretty good. Every time that he taps to gain lore, you can ping different characters. Nice! Check it out, a foil Mad Hatter. And again, they did a real beautiful job with their foiling on these. The character is not foiled, but the background and the different things around him. He's pouring tea, so the tea's the zip-zanging all over the place is foiled. And he's a really neat card. He's a 2/4 for 5. Whenever this character is challenged, you may draw a card. So anytime you tap him for lore, somebody's going to try and knock him out. But if they swing on him, you get to draw an extra card. And again, card draw is very important in this game. So, Ukiba. I have several Mad Hatters, but that is my first foil one, so that'll be nice. We've got 5 packs left. Woo! Cracking open this next one. It's an Elsa. Lorcana card. Nope. I think we might actually be able to build them. We have a Sapphire Maleficent. And she's just a basic. All she doesn't have any special abilities. She costs 4. She has 3 attack, 4 health, and then she can quest for 2. The red Aladdin that I have in my Ruby Emerald deck. A Princess Mini. Friends on the Other Side. That's another card that I needed for my deck. Again, card draw is very, very important. And if you've got the necessary cards to do it, this is an action/song. So if you have Dr. Facilier or some other bigger card out, you can play songs by tapping those characters, but you don't really want to tap the characters. So this Dr. Facilier's cards allows you to tap this card and pay 1 less for the next action that you're going to play. So it brings down the cost of the cards you're trying to get out. So that's sort of like ramping. Hey, Alex! Thanks for watching and liking. So I got friends on the other side. Ooh, a Megara. Kristoff. If we don't like Hans, we love Kristoff. Ooh, a Steel Lilo. So she costs 3. She's like a Lilo Galactic Hero. She costs 3. She's got 4 attack and she's got 2 health. So she's out there to get banged up. And she's got 2 lore, so she's constantly gaining you new lore. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Isaac, for giving me a like. Alex, check this out. I know you're watching. I got a really beautiful. I like it. If I can't get the trade stuff that I need for it, I'm probably going to end up using her as a bookmark. Dragonfire, Banished Chosen Character. It's really expensive, but that's a good card. Then, Official Ice Deliverer. If it's not Baroque, return an item card from your discard to your hand. I think that's the first time I've seen that. Ooh, nice. White Rabbit's Pocket Watch. So, I'm late. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. 1, pay 1, chosen character gains rush. So as soon as it comes out, it can start swinging. It can start attacking. Hey, what's going on? Ooh, and that's a pretty one. This is a foil Jafar. Trying not to catch too much of the light. But again, the camera's not doing justice for these cards. They're absolutely beautiful. And this Jafar is a 4 cost. He's a 0/5, but he gets +1 attack for each card in your hand. So early game he's good. Late game you got to be careful, right? You're losing a lot of cards throughout the game. But that's pretty neat. We got 4 packs left. So next is the Brave Little Tailor Mickey. Take out the art card. Donald Duck. I don't think we've come across a Goofy. I think we had a red Donald or a different Donald, but Donald Duck, 5, 4 attack, 3 defense. Finally catching a stream, James. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give me a like and a follow, homie. 2 can quest for 2. And he's got ward, so you can't choose him as a target of spells or other abilities, but you can attack him. That's the only thing you can do. The Apu, he's got a sword. Oh, my first Pumbaa. Jay, thanks for watching, brother. Here goes another Jafar. And again, they give you lots of different versions of the characters. So this Jafar is a Challenger 3. When you attack with him, he gets +3 to his attack. So he goes from a 2/5 to a 5/5. The Duke of Wesselton, we've already seen him a couple times. An item card, the Beast Mirror. Tap it and then pay 3. If you have no cards in your hand, draw a card. So that allows you, that's card draw. That's important. Flynn Rider's a good card. I like him. So for 2, he's a 1/2, can quest for 2. And whenever this character is challenged, the challenging player chooses and discards a card. So your opponent has to think, am I just going to knock him out, like just to get him out of the game, but then lose a card from my hand? And he's going to have to sacrifice to do it. Granted, he's a little light, right? With the 2 defense, he can get knocked out with fire the cannons, or even if something's plinked him for 1, they can shoot him off the board. But that forces your opponent to think, oh, do I really want to knock him out? But when you got enough characters on the board, those lore pips add up. So King Triton, the Sea King, for 7, he's a 5/9. And what's really important to remember is that drops. So when you ramp with Sapphire, that 7 can really be played on like turn 4 or 5. Like legitimately, it can that fast. By turn 4, you've got the 4 that you've put out, and then you probably have 2 or 3 other ones that you've placed that do those effects for you. Play this, put it into your inkwell. If this card gets knocked out, put it into your inkwell. If this card knocks out a card, put a card into your inkwell from your deck face down. So Sapphire can ramp up real quick and help to pay for bigger things, not just in Sapphire, but in whatever the complementary color that you're playing in your deck. Goofy! So what's neat is they have the Mouseketeers, or the Musketeers. So there's Donald, Mickey, Goofy, and then there's a Princess mini card that they're all they all synergize with each other. They do really cool stuff. So this one is Goofy has body 2 damage from each of your Musketeer characters. So we know that there is a Mickey and a Donald Musketeer out there. Yeah. So James is a friend of mine. James is saying, it's just talking about what I was talking about in the Sapphire. Grandma Tala and Detective Mickey from the Sapphire allow you to add extra ink into your inkwell. Crank that stuff out. Oh yeah, I got another one of the big tinks. So it looks like I might try and build that big tink deck. Tinkerbell, Giant Fairy, Shift 4, you can play, and then Puny Pirate. During your turn, whenever this character defeats another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to another opposing character. Maximus, this is the first time I've seen Maximus. He comes in with Bodyguard and Support. So he comes in tapped, and then after the first time he comes in tapped, he gains Support. So anytime he would quest, he can add his attack to any other character. Pretty neat. And the last card is, yeah! Yes! Nice! So it's a foil Friends on the Other Side. And I was just saying that I need as many of these for my deck as possible, and now draw 2. If you have the Dr. Facilier's cards item, it only costs you 2. So 2 cards for 2 ink. That's well worth it. That's getting set to the side to be put in my deck. Thanks, Alex. Yo, Alex is blowing it up with the likes and emotes. If y'all guys are there, blow it up. All right. Take out the brave little Taylor. Down. So, Magic Golden Flower. That's from Tangled. This is a neat card. It's a healing card. Only costs 1. When you play it, you can leave it on the field until you need to heal a character for 3, which is a lot. So he's got Evasive. Only characters with Evasive can challenge this character. He costs 5, but he's a 3/4 with 2. So character, you're going to get knocked out. You're going to get knocked out. You're going to get knocked out. Hey the chicken. Boat snack. For 1, he's a 1/2, and he has support, so every time he quests, he'll give a +1 to somebody else. Freeze. Dynamic as other games that I've played. You can only do things on your turn, so you have to think in that mindset that I have to figure out how I'm going to knock them out, what I'm going to do, move things around. And this freeze allows you to tap something of your opponent's that isn't already tapped, and then deal damage to it to stop it from doing something. Maybe there's another frozen spell that says tap a character and it doesn't untap during the next untap step, or unready. It doesn't ready during the next step. So these are those board control cards that are essential for decks like mine. I'm building a deck around him. He's really neat. He's got a cool combo with the brooms. So brooms cost 1 less if Sorcerer Mickey's out, and anytime a broom would get knocked out, it goes back to your hand instead. I found this to be a very fun little combo card. I've got all the brooms, and all my brooms are foil thanks to all the nice people at the Aegis Creative Company that traded me and heard that I liked the Sorcerer Mickey and that I was going to try and do this. It is Amethyst, yes. It is Amethyst. Freeze, Vicious Betrayal. We've seen that one before. And has quite possibly one of the saddest scenes. Goons! Goons was my favorite card in the event this past Saturday because I'd put them out and they would just do work. They would put in work. They lasted a long time. A majority of the times my goons would last all the way through the entire game. They were great workers for me. Kronk, a steel type Kronk, cost 6. He's a big beefy 6/6 and he can quest for 2. So if you've knocked out a lot of your opponent's stuff, he's questing for 2, gaining you a lot of help, and it's kind of scary to try and swing into him. 6/6 is big. Just like this captain, 6/5 for 5, but he only has 1 lore. Again, a big character in red. Reflection from Mulan. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them back on top of your deck in any order. So again, that's helping you delve through your deck, get yourself set up and ready for the upcoming turns. A lantern! Alright! So this is one of the most sought after cards in the game right now. Lantern. Tap, you pay 1 less for the next character that you play this turn. So this is making your characters cost less across the board, right? As long as you're playing Amber, and if it's whatever your complementary color is for your deck. You know, if you've got Amber and you're playing Lanterns, if you've got Ruby characters, it'll tap for Ruby. Hey, Tio Choco, what's going on? Tio! Ooh, woo! Yeah, I got my hands on some Lorcana, and it is so much fun, Tio. Lantern's a great card. I'm gonna save it for my wife because she's playing Amber right now. Do it again! Oh, do it again is such a good card because it allows you to fish for any other action card that you've put out already, right? If it's in your discard, you grab it and put it back into your hand. So the cards that I was talking about, like Friends on the Other Side, right? That's one that I want to play as many times as possible to get the drawing that I need. So do it again, and it's in the color combo that I'm doing, Emerald and Amethyst. Dio Choco, you have to wait till next year to play Lorcana? Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, maybe you can. Dio, try Pixelborn. I can't type it out here. But Pixel, Pixelborn. Alex, if you can type that in the chat for Theo, so he can check that out. That's a way for you to play online with other people. Like it's a simulator. Pixelborn. Thank you, Alex. That's my unofficial moderator. Pixelborn. My foil for this pack was Control Your Temper. Chosen character gets -2 this turn. So again, that's board control, mitigating what your opponent's trying to do. Pushing them down, down, down. Opening up an Elsa. We've had some really good pulls. I am very, very happy with this Illumineer's Trove that the Aegis Creative Company supplied me with. Taking out the Brave Little Tailor. So first card is a Jasmine. Jasmine. Just a plain card. 3/3 for 3. Quest for 2. Oh, a beautiful Elsa. I love the art on these cards. Cost 4 for a 3/4. Quest for 1. Whenever you play a character named Anna, ready this character. This character can't quest for the rest of this turn. So first thing you do is tap her. Yes, there is plenty of ink removal cards in red. I talked about that earlier. So, Tangle, each opponent loses 1 lore. You've got Aladdin, where is he? Oh, Rapunzel. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. And then there's the Aladdin, where is he? Aladdin. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. So there is a way to mitigate that. Yeah, Chris. Thanks for watching, Chris. Thanks for liking. So there's tons of different ways to play this game. The color combinations help out so much. I'm sure people will figure out the best deck possible to play, but it also comes down to piloting skill, how you actually play the deck, and if you want to have fun. Like, I'm building that Sorcerer Mickey deck. I don't know if it's going to work, but I want to see how many times I can recur those brooms and other characters and just cause a lot of havoc. So, in standard play, Chris, you can do 2 inks only. If you're playing with a bunch of friends, multicolor, doesn't matter. Let's do it. Let's play 5-color, 6-color deck. Let's do it. But in tournament settings and official play, you're only allowed 2 ink colors. And that may change in the future. Dude, mini tourney. Let's do it. A lot of these people that you're seeing posting in my comments are some good friends of mine that are locals. I do plan on playing some more Pixelborn, and I will show that off eventually on stream. But right now, I just really love being in person and playing with other people. Theo Choco, if I get a chance, if you can get Pixelborn set up, I will play with you whenever you want. I know that you're having a rough time out there not being able to get a product in South America, I believe. So let me know, and I will be glad to jump on the Pixelborn, and I'm sure I can find you a bunch of people that would love to play some games with you as well. Control your temper. We've seen that a couple times. Ooh, a purple Amethyst Maleficent. Tinkerbell. All the green Tinkerbells are my favorite. She's evasive, and when you play this character, another guy gets evasive. South America thing. All right, good. I thought so, Theo. Fire the cannons. Again, another one of those direct damage from steel. Deal 2 damage to the chosen character. Bop. And this is, I bet you this is what goes along really well with that giant Tinkerbell that deals damage all over the place. Another Dr. Facilier's cards. I need that for my deck. Princess Aurora, the uncommon. So she's 2 for a 2/2. Quest for 2. No, we haven't come across any enchanted cards yet. But that's okay, because I've had some really, really good pulls in this one with cards that I'm looking for specifically for my deck. And then a foil giant Tinkerbell. I think so I pulled a regular Tinkerbell. Then I pulled a foil version of her. And she's a most wanted card. Here we have a Amber Ariel. This one's a little funny. She costs 4. She's a 3/4. She can quest for 2. And unfortunately, her special ability is that this character can't exhaust or tap to sing songs. So again, several of the special action cards are called song cards. And if you have a large enough character, you can just tap the character instead of paying the price to play the card. She cannot tap to sing songs because Land Ariel lost her voice. I love that flavor of her. Oh, a Steel Captain Hook. Shift 3, so play him onto a lower cost Captain Hook. Challenger 3, so when he attacks somebody, he goes from a 2/5 to a 5/5. And then he has an ability called Stolen Dust. Characters with cost 3 or less can't challenge this character. So they have to be a bigger cost card, at least 4 and up. My favorite card in the entire game, Wayward Sorcerer Mickey. So now I have extra Wayward Sorcerer Mickeys. And then my foil. Ooh, it was a Steel Aladdin. I haven't seen this one yet. So he's 2 for a 2/1 and he quests for 2. He's just the common, but the foils can come, are available in everything. And I'm really happy with all of the pulls that we've had tonight. And then, so this is the last pack of the night. Let's rub it for luck. Rub it for luck. If I get an enchanted, that's awesome. If not, this treasure trove was an amazing gift from the Aegis Creative Company. They do events every Saturday at 2:30. So if you're looking to get into the game, if you want a great community, I highly recommend the Aegis Creative Company. My other sponsor, Space Cadets Gaming, also doing a great job of facilitating games and organized play for Lorcana. Check them out. They're both online, so you can order product from them. Check out their online stores and availability. Great people, great stores. James just asked, especially Forceful Duelist, because a 3/2 for 1 ink. Yep. And you know what? I haven't seen Forceful Duelist. He's red. Blue Maleficent. Did I get rid of that? I did not. So here goes the Lorcana. Brave Little Tailor Mickey. I have no idea. I don't think Sorcerer Mickey is very expensive. Chris, do you want Sorcerer Mickey? If you want this Sorcerer Mickey is yours. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I already have a full playset in my deck. So that Sorcerer Mickey can be yours. No problem. Easy peasy. It's yours. I'll bring it tomorrow with your deck. Maleficent and Sapphire. A Ruby Aladdin. I almost called him Aladdin. Amber Minnie Mouse. Amethyst Jetsam. And so the Flotsam and Jetsam are really cool. I'll sleeve it. Don't worry about it. I'll sleeve the card for you. Brave Little Tailor Mickey is my favorite. Oh yeah, Brave Little Tailor Mickey. I pulled one of him earlier. And then at the release event, I pulled a foil Brave Little Tailor Mickey. Along with my enchanted Hades. The really cool thing about the Flotsam and Jetsam is that they help each other. So Jetsam is evasive, and your characters named Flotsam gain evasive. And it's the other way for Flotsam. I can't remember what his ability is, but he shares it with Jetsam when they're both on the field. They help each other out. Oops, put that. A Horus from 101 Dalmatians. Break. That's the first time we've seen that tonight. Essentially, pay 2, destroy an item. Starkey, he works for Captain Hook. Aye, Captain. He's a 5. He costs 5. The 5/4 quest for 1. But while you have a Captain character in play, this character gets +1. So that's going to go along with the keyword. Captain Hook has the captain. I wonder if what other captains there might be in the game. Captain Gantu, Captain Planet. There's no telling what they'll come out with. Also, Chris is looking like he wants a pirate deck. There are plenty of pirates. A red Tigger, he has evasive, 6 for a 4/4, quest for 2. Another one of my favorite cards is Pascal. Pascal costs 1. He's a 1/1, quest for 1. But if you have another character in play, he gains the evasive trait. I love evasive. Love evasive. Oh, another Hades. I got another Hades. So I have that was 2 Hades for this Oh wait, Chris said the most wonderful thing about the card is he's the only one that the only Tigger. So this is the second big Hades that I've pulled. This Hades is being used for the villain deck. You stack your deck with different villains, low cost, high cost, it doesn't matter. And then for every villain that's on the field, he gains an additional lore for. So if you've got 5 other villains out on the field, he includes himself in that because he's a villain. So you're questing for 7. That's ridiculous, right? With the 5 other ones, 5, 6, 7. If everyone taps and quests for 1, that's 14 in 1 turn. It's just keeping them alive long enough to do it. There are a lot of pirates. Bunch of hams. Ooh, the queen. So I pulled the legendary queen or super rare queen. Super rare queen. Wicked and vain. That's Snow White's mammy. Nice. And she's good because cost 5, 4/5. You exhaust her to draw a card. Again, once you hit turn 5, turn 6, your hand gets real small. Being able to draw cards and keep your hand filled with things for you to use is very important in this game. If you stall out and you're just top decking, it's not going to be a fun time for you. And then my last card for the night is an Amber Uncommon LeFaux. If you have a character named Gaston in play, you pay 1 less to play this character. So it's kind of like the Mickey and the brooms. So Chris, I got a Sorcerer Mickey for you. Don't worry about it. I got plenty of them. I'm putting them in a sleeve right now. And then I'll make sure that I pack them with your deck. I know I talked about it earlier in the a Snow White stepmother. Okay, yes, stepmother. I know I talked about it earlier in the stream about how I pulled some decks for some friends. A lot of the friends are right here in my stream chat. Thank you very much, Chris, Alex, Jay, all of y'all, everybody watching who's liked and shared my stream. If you would please share the YouTube link too, because my YouTube link will be back up tomorrow for people to see. I do plan on doing more Lorcana streams because it's such a fun game. There's a lot to do. I can't wait to play more. I can't wait for there to be enough stock for everybody to not have to worry about having cards to play with. I'm very happy with my pulls tonight. I got several of the cards that I was looking for. Friends on the Other Side and Dr. Facilier's cards. This is going to fill up exactly what I needed in my deck. I am playing Amethyst Emerald. Here go the Brave Little Tailor Mickey cards. So I had enough to build 2 full Mickeys and 1 spare. So I tell you what, Theo Choco, you still there? Dude, sip 1 hype. Wait, what? What's going on? Yeah, all my friends playing Lorcana. I can't wait to beat everybody and have a good time. Theo Choco, if you're still there, reach out to me either here on my Facebook page. I'm going to send you one of these Brave Little Mickey card sets, right? Since you said the Brave Little Tailor Mickey is your favorite, I don't care what the shipping is. I'll make sure that I put them inside of a, what is it? I have top loaders. I will load up these top loaders for you, Theo. Put them in there. You can get your Brave Little Tailor Mickey. Make sure that they're wrapped and taken care of. So you can have this Oh, baby. Bloop. A neat little art. Neat little art piece. Thank you, Alex. I think I'll be okay with the top loaders that I have. Um, Theo Choco's got his cards here set, ready to be sent. Um, Chris, I'll bring your Wayward Sorcerer Mickey tomorrow. I do plan on doing, like I said, more streams on Lorcana. Normally, Monday nights are reserved for miniatures and painting and things like that. It's just been so humid and nasty outside that I haven't had a chance to prime any of my models or had the want to paint it. So we'll be doing some streams like this. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing our 24-hour charity stream for the Wounded Warrior Project. Several of the friends here will be featured in it. We'll be playing a Breath of Fire RPG. We'll be playing the Resident Evil board game. We'll be playing some Marvel Champions, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Villainous. We'll be playing, what else was there? The Street Fighter board game, the Mega Man board game. Just way. Yeah, Theo Choco, good. I'm so glad you're here, Theo Choco. Hey, Theo, reach out to me, message me on Twitch, through Twitch. Theo, message me through Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Big Bad Nerd Dad. I'm going to give you a copy of this Brave Little Tailor Mickey. I've already got them in top loaders for you. I'm going to send these out to you, okay? That way you have this, even though you can't play just yet. But get in contact with me through my Facebook, through my Twitch, through YouTube. I'm on Instagram and I'm on TikTok. I have a link tree around here somewhere. But it was Capcom themed. Now it's Marvel versus Capcom themed because that's gotten a whole lot of other players in, and I'm actually inviting veterans to come play with me for Labor Day. And a lot of them wanted to do Marvel stuff, Marvel Champions, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Marvel United. So that just evens up things, and then probably end up doing a Marvel versus Capcom video game session in the twilight hours when nobody wants to play board games with me, and I'll stream that while I'm trying to stay awake. But that's it for the stream today. I want to thank everybody for joining me and saying hey, for commenting and sharing and liking. All of that helps out so much for my stream. I'm just a big bad nerd dad doing my best to share my love of tabletop games and have fun with my friends, because fellowship is what it's really about. So I want to say I love y'all very much. Thank you for the support. I'll see you real soon. Walls ahead, rubble behind. Oh wait.